stars are brightly shining. Santa baby, so hurry down the chimney tonight.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's TheTiaraMakia. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed to my channel already, and give this video a thumbs up if you find it helpful. So today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I make these fur headbands. So I did one with sewing, and then I did one with hot glue, which they basically kind of turned out the same, but I'll let you guys decide. And the thing was, I was making a chair for my boyfriend's sister, a little fur chair, and we had some extra fur. She was like, don't throw it away, we can do something with it. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I can make my own fur headband, because I had just told my boyfriend to buy me one, and he was about to buy it, and I texted him and said, don't buy the headband, don't buy the fur headband. I don't know why I didn't think about that before. I can just make my own. And I did. So I made one for me, and I made one for my boyfriend's sister. So if you want to see how I make this fur headband myself, stay tuned. I measured my head, and it came out to be 24 inches. I mean, excuse me, 22 inches. And the first time I measured it, I had like a hat and everything on, or something. I had a wig or something on, and it made it bigger. So I had originally measured it just 24 inches, but I measured it again today, and I got 22 inches. So I'm going to trim off this excess, and I'm also making 2 of these today. So I'm going to show you how to make one with glue, and then one by sewing, okay? Now I'm going to mark it, and then I'm going to cut at the 22 inches mark. So right here you can see I'm like making a mark in the middle, and because I'm making 2 headbands out of this one piece of fabric, I go ahead and I make a mark, and then my slow self realized that I'm doing it equal sizes, so I can just fold it in half and cut it that way. Okay, so now we have our 2 strips. So on the first one, I'm going to lightly line the edges because I want it to appear to have that full look rather than just trimmed fur fabric. I'm not really measuring, I'm just lining the edges with glue as close as I can, and I have maybe like ½ an inch that I'm folding along the edge with the hot glue. And just make sure you hold it enough time for the glue to set, and be careful because it will burn you. The same process for the one that I sewed, but I get too lazy to sew it actually, and I end up gluing it as well. Okay, so it's all glued down, and that's how it looks. So it gives it more of a full look. Like, I don't know if you guys understand what I'm saying when I say a full look, like around the edges where it looks like it kind of continues on around, or like it has a lining underneath, like an additional lining, instead of it just being like you fluff it out at the edges and then it's just, I don't know, yeah. So to secure both ends of the band together, I just take about 2.5 inches of elastic band, and I use 3 strips to do this. And then I'm basically just going to be gluing each end of the elastic bands to the other end of the headband and securing it that way. So my camera died, but you did not see me when I flipped it over inside out to glue the elastic to the other side of the headband. But I basically just make sure that the fur overlaps just a little bit, so whenever it stretches out on my head, you cannot see the elastic. And you just want to make sure that the fur is all going, this is where the seam is. You want to make sure that the fur is going all the same way, especially to hide that seam. Okay, so I've already trimmed the edges or aligned the edges with glue on the second one, and I'm just going to show you guys how I am sewing the elastic on. And I'm basically just sewing it on in the same place that I glued it. So I basically did the same exact thing, just one with glue, hot glue, and one with a needle and thread. Okay, and if you know how to do a basic stitch, then this should be no problem for you at all. But these elastic pieces, they're a lot shorter than the ones that I glued, just because I didn't need as much area, but it still provided enough stretch once I wrapped the headband around. So you can see that they're only about 1 inch in length. Also, you want to make sure that the fur, once again, is overlapping a little bit. Whenever it expands, it's not going to show the elastic band. And this is pretty much how I made my DIY fur headband. So if you like this video, found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, my loves.